Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Rick from Sky One Productions and soon QuadFrenzy.com. I'm also an FPV pilot by the name of Zero G. Now I love FPV, probably more than anything. Became hopelessly addicted to it. And of course it's all thanks to a tiny whoop. It was my very first flight with an FPV, and it was the Inductrix. Now you guys already know, if you've had one, it's probably still one of the most stable crafts that you could buy if you're learning to FPV. Well, was, should I say, because we have something new that we're going to review. This quad is going to be one of my favorite whoops out there. I know a lot of people are saying that, oh, well, you know, there's a lot of whoops out there now that are really powerful with 2S, and that's all nice, fine, and dandy if you're looking for a 2S whoop, but I have something here that I think is really going to surprise you. This is the Emax Tiny Hawk. A lot of you already know Emax for their Baby Hawk, which was a huge success, a great flying little quad that I really enjoyed, a little 2-inch quad, and we had a great fun with it. We also have the 5-inch Hawk, which is the Hawk 5. Very strong, stable craft. I was able to use my GoPro and get some great footage with it. And now they've gone another step further, and they have gone and gotten themselves a whoop, the Tiny Hawk. And they put it in this great little case for you as well. Now, as you guys can see, I've got footage from inside and outside. So you guys can check this out at the end of the video. I'll go ahead and throw those up side by side up on the screen so you guys can see it full screen and see what it's like to FPV with this little quad. Now, as an open box, the first thing you're going to get is the great box that it comes with. It's a carrying case that nobody else has been able to do that. Send a carrying case with a quad that's this big. It makes sense. Simple as that. Thanks, Emax. We appreciate your common sense. All right, let's go ahead and find out what's inside this. Well, first you're going to get a charger for the battery. This is really great. You have 2 different modes, and you also have 2 different connector ends for this quad. Also, there's 6 of them, so you can do 6 at a time. And it's a 4.35 volt, so it's going to charge all of those batteries. Now, it does have, as you can see, a USB insert, and you could actually use this with your phone insert, or you could do that as well with the power bar. Sometimes when I'm out in the field, I take a power bar, pop it right in there, and I'm able to charge 6 batteries at once. I really like that. You guys will also get a battery, a Emax battery, by the way. This is a 450 milliamp, 3.5 volt, 80s to 160 C battery, 1S battery. You are going to need that high discharge rate with this quad, just letting you know. Also, guys, it does come with an extra power cord, and it also comes with some rubber bushings and some extra screws for your props and your motors. Now, for the unveiling, take a look at this. This is the Emax Tiny Hawk. Take a look at that. You probably immediately notice that it is an inverted quad, that the props are underneath. And you probably did notice there's no antennas. There's no antennas in the back. There's no antennas in the front. There's no antennas on the bottom or the top. Where can they be? Is this thing going to be able to fly? Will you be able to get good goggles? We're going to sit this down on the bench, and we're going to break it down. I'm going to give you guys the pros and the cons. I'm going to let you know everything there is to know about the Tiny Hawk. So you guys enjoy. Plus, you're going to be able to check out the cool FPV video right after the video. So make sure you stick around for that. All right, so let's stick it on the bench and find out what we got. And here we are, right on the bench, as I promised. And of course, guys, we have the Tiny Hawk. And here you go, a close-up view of this amazing little craft. Man, I got to tell you, this is one of the funnest little whoops that I have flown to date. I'm just going to go ahead and give big props out to Get FPV for getting me this as soon as it came in. That's where I get a lot of my parts and my quads from, is getfpv.com, so I'll give them a big shout out there. I do purchase all my quads for reviews. I don't get anything sent to me for free, basically because nobody sent me anything for free. But I love to do these reviews, so I'm going to keep doing the reviews forever. Check this out, guys. This is one amazing little craft. As you can tell, the inverted frame is just really interesting. how the blades are actually inverted on the inside. Now, if you can see, I don't know if you can determine in which way the blades are going, but they're still, like the blade number 4 here is still going clockwise, so it's still spinning in the correct directions. So even though the props are, or the motors are upside down, the props are still spinning in the right direction, which is very interesting. Also, I really like the polypropylene plastic frame. Totally sturdy. It feels very comfortable. It's very durable. It's I mean, you could really mash this thing well, and it still is able to fly really well. And I know that by experience because I have wrecked this thing just massively. I have actually hit this so hard that it knocked the camera loose, and this camera is not mounted in there by any screws or anything. It basically just fits inside a couple slots inside there. Now let's go ahead and jump through this real quick so you guys know all of the stats on this really cool quad. First off, we have a 75 millimeter motor-to-motor length on this, so we will call it a 75 millimeter racing drone. The motors are 80-25 brushless motors, which is 1500 kV. Wow, that is, I'm sorry, 15,000 kV. The kV is very high on these motors, and you guys can tell that with the power when you guys do that. Durable polypropylene plastic frame with propeller guards. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I really like this frame design. It feels very, very sturdy. Like I said, I beat it to death and nothing has happened to it, so I'm very excited about it. You guys are going to be able to go about 25 to 30 miles an hour on this thing. It goes pretty fast, so you guys will be able to do that. You're going to get about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes of flight time on your battery. I know a lot of guys say, oh, well, it'll go 4 minutes. I don't think you're going to get 4 minutes. Even if you use the Emax battery yourself, I do not believe that you're going to get 4 minutes. I have tried to go 3 minutes. I maxed out the max, and it just couldn't go 3 minutes. It just wobbled around there and then finally hit the ground there. But it does have a very fast F4 processor for the Maytag F411 software on it. I would say don't flash it. Don't do anything with this quad. This is a pre-tuned quad. Please do not do anything to it until you actually bind it to your quad, fly it around a little bit. Then if you're a pro and you think you want to do something better, you could do that. This does have an MPU 6000 gyro, which I'm very, very happy about because this makes it super, super smooth. There is absolutely no vibration whatsoever. You guys are going to be able to see that in the video after this. Also, guys, you guys should check this out. The camera is a 600 TVL camera, and it has a 25 milliwatt VTX. The camera is only okay. The whole quad is built with superior parts. The camera is only okay. And the VTX is only okay. There is no visible antenna, as you guys can see. I don't know where it would be. If it is, it's inside there, and it may be interfering with a little bit of my signal, as I can only get about 25 to 30 yards before the camera really starts flickering bad, and I'm not able to use it in the FPV. Thank you very much for that. And also, guys, check out, it has smart audio function to change the VTX channel via your transmitter. So this way, if you're in with a bunch of guys, you're going to be able to go in and change that right there through your FPV, through your OSD settings. Now, this does have OSD, so you're going to be able to see your battery time. You're going to be able to see your regular time. And so I think that's really, really great that they put the OSD on there because, again, the batteries drain fairly quickly, and you do not want to drain them out completely. Remember that when you are flying this little quad. Now, this is a 1S quad, which, like I said, has the 1S 450 milliamp battery. If you're going to buy another battery, and you're obviously going to buy several of them for this quad because it's a lot of fun, you will want to stick with the better quality batteries. This one has a discharge rate of 60 to 140, or I'm sorry, 80 to 160 C. discharge rate. So this is a really good battery. I've tried my other batteries that doesn't have quite the discharge rate, and this quad is very powerful and does need all of that weight. Now the dry weight of this, guys, is 29 grams. That's just a simple 29 grams. Wow. And if you go ahead and put the battery in there, it's like a total of 42 grams. Yeah, so you guys, 42 grams total for that. Also, the diameter of it is 40 millimeters. The blades are the they actually don't give you the blade type because this is the Emax blade. It has a very large surface, as you can see, so it gives great performance and tremendous amount of power and lift. They do not give you any spares for these, and as of yet, I'm not sure if you can actually purchase these blades yet, these props yet. So I hope I don't break any, and I hope you don't break any either until they get some more of these things on the market. Like I said, it does have the F4 flight controller, Maytech F411, with the 4-in-1 3-amp ESC. 4-in-1 3-amp ESC, all inside this little compartment right here. You guys, if you're wanting to bind this quad, don't do what I did. And let me explain what I did. I'm going to go ahead and put on the dunce hat and just let you guys know. I was pressing this button right here, and I was thinking, okay, it sounds logical, right? You press this button, and it's easy accessible, and then you plug in your battery, and you can bind your quad. But that's not what you do. This is not even the bind button. This is the VTX button. This is for the VTX, to be able to start up your camera and to be able to change the channel of your camera. I guess I was just way too excited to open up this little pamphlet here and tell me where everything is. So, yeah, I guess I was just too excited. I was just so, when I first got it, I just thought, well, I'm a pro. You know, so I've bound these things 100 times before. Let me just do it the way I normally do it, and naturally that was not the way to do it. The bind button will be underneath the underside of the canopy. So in other words, if you go upside down, it's actually going to be, if you turn it upside down, it's going to be on the top. Just a little button. And what I did was I stuck this little screwdriver inside the battery carriage and that, and then plugged it in, pop. And of course I was able to bind it. Of course what you have to do is the proper procedure would be to put your Tyrannus into bind mode and then push that button down and then go ahead and then plug it in. The green light will come on, the red light will flash. That means that you're receiving information from the transmitter. Unplug it, stop your Tyrannus from binding, and then plug this back in. The light will be green, and you will see you are completely bound and ready to fly with this great little quad. The battery connector is a GST PH2 connector, not the smaller connector. You're going to want to know this when you're buying batteries for this. Make sure that it has a JST PH2 connector for the battery. I made a mistake, and I do have a couple batteries that I used for my old Whoop. But they will not fit in there, so make sure you guys, when you buy batteries, you want to make sure that you do that. And there you guys go. That is the Tiny Hawk. All kinds of cool information about it, and we're going to jump right to the FPV footage of indoor and outdoor, because I wanted you guys to be able to see what it looks like indoor and outdoor flight. There was no wind outside. There was only just a little bit of wind outside. It was not wind, I would even say not even a slight breeze, but I could feel it. So it did drift slightly. That's the one con that I will say about this particular quad is that, as you can see, there's ridges inside all here, and that will actually catch the wind when you are flying in any type of a breeze. So it's really going to take that wind. So you may not want to fly this outside on any type of a windy day or a breezy day. You will not have a good experience. But if you're inside, this is one of the best little racing quads that I have flown to date. That's this size, and it's just so much fun. Guys, you're going to enjoy it. So let's go ahead and jump to the FPV footage of the Tiny Hawk by Emax.